Alright, continue question 2 of CSEC Mathematics May 2022 paper. And where were we again? Question 2A1, question 2A2. We factorized in the previous video. This thing jumping up and down. We factorized the 5x squared minus 9x plus 4. And what we got was 5x minus 4, x minus 1. Now, we're going to be looking at this part. It says, hence solve the following equation. Alright. Now, when it says hence solve the following equation, you have factorized this. Whatever you did before, use that to solve the equation. So you're going to use factorization to solve the equation. If you solve it and you use the formula, or you use graph, or you use completing the square, you lose marks. They say hence solving. If they said hence or otherwise, then you could use any method you want. But when they say hence, it means use the method you've been working on before to solve it. So hence solve it. Let me paste. Oh, I paste the thing in, but it's gone all the way up here. Let me drag it down. Alright, hence solve this equation. Now, alright. You're going to say here that 5x squared minus 9x plus 4 is the same equation as, is the same expression as 5x minus 4 x minus 1. Alright? Now, from the fact that 5x squared minus 9x plus 4 is 0. And it's the same thing as 5x minus 4, x minus 1 is 0. Then I can put forward the argument that 5x minus 4, x minus 1 is also 0. Alright? You see that? Now the thing is, what you're going to do, you consider that you multiply two things. You multiplied this as one thing, you multiplied this as the other thing. Now, if you multiply two numbers and the answer is 0, what does that mean? Alright, remember now, 0 times any number, is 0. So if you multiply number 1 and you multiply number 2, you multiply number 1 and number 2, you multiply them and the answer is 0. It means either number 1 is 0 or number 2 is 0. So that 0 times number 2 is 0. Or number 1 times 0 is 0. Or maybe both of them are 0 because 0 times 0 is 0. Alright? So that's the argument you're going to put forward here. Now, it means that either 5x minus 4 equals 0 or x minus 1 equals 0. Or maybe both. Alright? So if 5x minus 4 is 0, then you have 0 times x minus 1 gives you 0. Or if x minus 1 is the 0, then you're going to have 5x minus 4 times 0 is 0. Which would be true because any number you have, no matter how big, no matter how small, once you multiply by 0, the answer is 0. 0 means none. And you say, how many cars parked in the garage? And you say, no car. You expect 10 cars to be in the garage. You look out and you say, none. 10 times none is none. There's no car in there. So, whatever number multiplies 0, even 50 cars are supposed to be parked in the parking lot. Look out the window and tell me how many you see. None. 50 times none is none. 50 times 0 is 0. Alright, so, anyway, enough of that. The argument that we want to put forward is if two things multiply and the answer is 0, either one is 0 or the other one is 0, or maybe none of them are 0. What I want you to do is pause the video and use that argument and finish to find the solution, find x. So go ahead. Alright, you pause the video and you found the solutions and you say yes, finished. I know you enjoyed that. So let us look at doing it. 5x minus 4 is 0. Now if it is the case that 5x minus 4 is 0, then x would be what? Then what you have is 5x must be equal to 4. Did you do that part? You add 4 to both sides. Remember, you're saying that 5x minus 4 is 0. You know? You want x alone equal. You don't want any 5 nor any minus 4 mixed up with the x. You want x alone. As we say, you want so x. You want to end up with x equal and no other number mixed up with the x. Right? You don't want any other number mix up or mingle with the x. Just say x alone. So what you do, get rid of the 4 and get rid of the 5. It's going to make life a bit easier to get rid of the 4 first. How do you get rid of negative 4? You add it plus 4. But if you add negative 4 to the left, you must add negative 4 to the right as well. So you say 5x, the negative 4 plus 4, that's gone, equal 4. Alright. Then you need to get rid of the 5. You cannot subtract 5 now, because 5 multiplies x. What's the inverse of multiplication? If you want to reverse what you did when multiplication, you divide. Division is the inverse of multiplication. So you're going to divide by 5. Up here, what you did was you add 4. You add 4 to both sides. You must do the same thing to both sides. When you divide by 5, you're going to get 5x equals 4. Over here, divide by 5. But 5 divided by 5 is 1. So you get x alone equals. What do you think now? If you divide the left hand side by 5, you must divide the right hand side by 5 too, to maintain balance. Right? So you can't really cancel this down. So you leave it as 4 over 5. You could have put 0.8, but I'm going to encourage you to leave these things as fractions. Now, x is 4 divided by 5, but you're not done yet. Because it's a quadratic equation, you're going to have 2 answers. And where will the other answer come from? You're going to say if x minus 1 is 0. So, if x minus 1 equals 0, then what would x be? What minus 1 gives 0? 1, of course. So x must be 1. Here, you could add 1 to both sides and do it like before. But you can see, once you say x minus 1 is 0, then you say 1 minus 1 is 0, so x must be 1. Alright, so finally, you write down your answers. X equals 4/5 or x equals 1. So that is that for that part of the question. What else they say you must do? Oh, part B says make v the subject of this formula. We're going to look at that in our next video.